Soul Simmers, this starts week 2 of the Nature Calling event in The Sims 4. Very exciting times. I find myself warming up to these events in game. At first, I didn't like them, but after a year of having in game events, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. So, there are 2 different tasks for this week and about 4 prizes. So, the prizes are the Reclaimed Wood Dining Chair, the Flowing Frounds swimwear, the Foraged Feast recipe, and Touch Grass Weekly issue number 2, which is a collectible item. So the first task is called the Enigma of the Cove. And there's lore, of course, if you want to read it. I'll try to make the box a little bit bigger so it can be seen. There are some optional tasks if you have other packs. Sometimes I do the optional tasks, sometimes I don't. I don't think the optional tasks get you out of doing the regular tasks, so it's just for funsy if you really get into it. So the regular task, was to go to Foundry Cove, which I didn't know what that was at first. I was like, what is Foundry Cove? It's actually a neighborhood in Willow Creek. So it's the lower right-hand side neighborhood of Willow Creek. It's 4 houses. Well, it's technically 3 houses in the empty residential lot. And so I had my sim just travel to one of the houses. You're supposed to dig around for rocks. I don't know. I had a hard time finding rocks that would spawn. I had to search around for like 5 minutes to find one rock, which was really random. And then, of course, another task with this is to have your sim spend time outdoors. It's not hard to do, actually. And then the final task in that group after you dig up some rocks is to view the mysterious tree. It pops up another pop-up about some lore. It's fine. Didn't really love it. It was very low-key. And then for your home lot, they want you to buy a telescope. You can just go into build mode, search for telescopes. Pick the cheapest one. Unfortunately, with some of these quests and these tasks, it costs some simoleons to pay for these things. I use the same family every time I play these in-game events, so they just happen to have a lot of money. So maybe not picking from a new save because you won't have the simoleons to buy the objects. So that was task 1, and that gets you only enough event points to get the Reclaimed Wood Dining Chair recipe. So task 2, which they're calling the Comfort of Nature, has a different set of activities that you need to do. So they want you to buy a hot tub on your home lot, which the cheapest hot tub was about 1,500 simoleons. And then they want you to soak in the hot tub using the new swimwear. So you have to kind of do some other optional tasks first in order to have enough event points to unlock the swimwear. And then you can just go into plan outfit with any mirror or dresser and put that swimwear on. It actually came in a couple of cute swatches. And when I looked at the swimwear closely, it almost looks like fairy wings or like that kind of pattern, which of course ties into the new expansion pack coming soon, Enchanted by Nature. So those are some of the easier tasks. Another task was to craft 2 reclaimed wood dining chairs. So it cost about 37 simoleons each. Your sim does need the woodworking bench, which was part of last week's challenge, was to buy one. And the chairs don't go into your inventory, like your sim's individual inventory. They actually go into your household inventory, if you care to see what it looks like. Once you make the chairs, you can always list it on Plopsy. If you have Nifty Knitting, you can always sell it. Do whatever you want with it. I'm just going to let it decorate my sim's house. I do like that they're adding more woodworking recipes. And ideally, you should be able to furnish a whole house with the woodworking skill. Maybe we'll get to that point if they continue to update that over time. And then the optional task was to buy a tent and then sleep in a tent. So I had my sim do that. And just get the cheapest tent from build buy mode and then just keep it in your inventory. Kind of makes it easy for traveling outside of your home lot. The final task was to complete level 1 of any nature aspiration. That one I had a little bit of a harder time with. I don't usually play the nature aspirations. There's quite a few of them. I want to say there's 7 or 8 altogether. So the country caretaker, outdoor enthusiast, freelance botanist, angling ace, the curator, Crystal Crafter, or the Eco Innovator. The easiest one to me was Angling Ace. So you have to catch 5 fish and fish in 3 different fishing spots. So I actually don't know where all the fishing spots are in the various worlds. I actually wasted a lot of time because I couldn't figure out where I could fish from in Sulani. And I thought I could fish in Tartosa, but I couldn't figure that out either. So I ended up fishing at the pond in Willow Creek, and then I fished off the pier in Brindleton Bay. And then there was another little fishing spot in, I forget the name of the world that came with Frounds. So kind of random. You just pick whatever fishing spots sound good to you. Some require a certain level of fishing skill or certain bait, so sometimes it's hard to catch fish if you're not at that skill level yet. And then after that, you have enough to unlock the remaining item, which is the Foraged Feast recipe and the Touchgrass Weekly issue number 2. The Foraged Feast is a vegetarian meal. It looks like random stuff. It looks like mushrooms and grass, and it definitely gives real authentic vegetarian vibes there. I didn't have my sim cook it, even though she does have a pretty high cooking skill, because I just was like, don't know how much I'm going to use that recipe, but it was interesting. So on July 8th will be the 3rd week. So there's 4 weeks altogether in this event. So we're halfway through. So if you've gotten up to this point, pat yourself on the back. You got a little bit done. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the Nature's Calling Week 2 event?